Hello, folks, and welcome back to Indicted Africa. This is Chris with an update on the never-ending saga that is the clown car show of the African National Congress, the ruling party in South Africa, presiding over the rapid decline and collapse of South Africa's civil society and its economy. What's going on? Well, this is a battle between the former Secretary-General of the African National Congress, Ace Magashule, the person indicted for multiple allegations of crime with 21 corruption charges, fraud, theft, and money laundering charges against him related to a $255 million asbestos tender when he was the premier of the Free State. Now, Ace was suspended on the 3rd of May by the National Working Committee of the African National Congress for his failure to adhere to a 2017 rule. The ANC 2017 rule is called the step-aside rule, and it states that any member of the party indicted or charged with a crime must step aside from their role in the party. Magashule was refusing to do that. Given 30 days notice to submit his resignation as Secretary-General of the African National Congress, he defied that order, and then the ANC stumbled for a couple of days trying to sort out what to do, met over a weekend, and on the 3rd of May issued a suspension letter signed by his deputy, Jessie Duterte. She signed the letter suspending Ace Magashule as the Secretary-General of the African National Congress. Cheekily, on the same day after being suspended, Ace Magashule issued a suspension letter to Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of the African National Congress. Of course, that was not revealed until 2 or 3 days later when it became publicly known that Magashule, in his cheek, suspended the president with no basis, no just cause whatsoever. Now, I have lots of reasons to suspend Cyril Ramaphosa as president of the Republic of South Africa, not the least of which is his lies, his corruption, and his distortions of reality, not to mention his racialization of South Africa, all of which are legitimate reasons to give a vote of no confidence and have him removed as president. But that has nothing to do with the African National Congress, of which he's the president of that party. So Ace has been told to publicly apologize for his conduct. He refuses. He has said that he will only publicly apologize if a court of law orders him to do so. Specifically, what did he have to say about that? Well, he said that he would only apologize. I can only genuinely tender such an apology if this honorable court declares that, despite what I have explained, it is unwarranted in the circumstances, which I dispute. Any apology issued by me before legal clarity is given by this honorable court would not be genuine or meaningful. Now, he had until today, the 14th of May, 2021, to issue an apology to the party and to the president. But the defiant Magashule refused to do so. Instead, he took his case to court. He filed suit today against the African National Congress for his dismissal, which he considers to be unlawful. Now, I mention that because he's a hypocrite. Just this year, earlier this year in Soweto, he stated the following: "We don't resolve ANC matters through the courts of law." Really, Ace Magashule? Then why did you file a 178-page brief with the Gauteng High Court today, the 14th of May, 2021? Hypocrite! Hypocrite. Now, previously, the African National Congress, which doesn't like to take its dirty laundry into the courts, said that challenging the party in court results in an automatic expulsion. Has Ace Magashule been expelled from the African National Congress as of close of business today, the 14th of May, 2021? No, he has not. So the fraud that the ANC is revealed once again. Now, that 2017 step-aside rule was set up to deal with the pervasive corruption that is now endemic in the African National Congress. In a window-dressing, virtue-signaling move, the current president, Cyril Ramaphosa, swore that he would address corruption head-on and he would deal with it. And therefore, the party adopted this provision so that they could root out corruption. Of course, there have been no high-profile, significant prosecutions of any corrupt officials. We're still waiting for members of the Economic Freedom Fighters to be prosecuted for their fraud tied to the VBS bank scandal, the Venda Bank, which defrauded small, poor black South Africans of millions of dollars by these members, purportedly from the Economic Freedom Fighters. We're still waiting for Jacob Zuma to be prosecuted for his crimes. Not happening. It is not going to happen either. This is all window dressing. So Magashule does have a point in that he feels being unfairly targeted. Well, he says he's being purged so that Ramaphosa can easily win re-election in the next party Congress. Magashule, you don't present a threat to Cyril Ramaphosa. other folks present a threat to him, and the support that he needs is not yours and your followers. So you're not being purged. You're being held to a standard which belatedly the African National Congress is enforcing. Now, Ace Magashule, for his part, was arrested on the 10th of November 2021 on 21 charges of corruption, theft, fraud, and money laundering in the asbestos deal in the Free State, 255 million rand. He's also been tied to the Vereda Dairy Project fraud that took place in the Free State. This is not exactly a innocent bystander to events in South Africa. That's Ace Magashule, folks. So Ace said that he will only apologize if a court orders him to do so. Earlier this year, he was said that we don't take our disputes through the courts of law for the ANC. Well, then why have you filed a 178-page brief? You hypocrite. And while we're at it, your party is hypocritical too. The African National Congress doesn't genuinely care about corruption and the services and benefits and resources stolen from individual South Africans and from the country. They only care when they get caught, and then they paper it over with window dressing. No serious prosecution. The only people prosecuted so far is a white banker in the VBS scandal and two low-level other folks. No serious politicians are actually being charged and prosecuted for their crimes, which are rampant in South Africa, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a scam. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain, the great and powerful Oz, as the ANC continues to loot the coffers, loot loans, loot grant money given to it, and distort contracts to divert money to their friends, allies, and patronage partners so they can get their cut of the pie. It's disgusting. It's venal. It's vile. It is the African National Congress, the party which has betrayed the liberation struggle in South Africa and betrayed all South Africans, but especially poor black South Africans who've been betrayed by a party that leaves school children going to school, going to the bathroom in pit latrines where small primary school students have even died falling into pit latrine. Can you imagine dying, suffocating in feces and urine? All because the ANC diverted that money elsewhere. When thieves steal food from a public school, the government doesn't step in to replace the food or provide security. The school has to take it out of pocket, and private charities donate the food to feed 800 hungry black pupils. That is the ANC's South Africa, folks. If you're not a subscriber to Chris Wyatt Africa, hey, why not become one? Smash that button right down there and hit the like button on this video. We appreciate likes. Likes drive viewership here on the Tube platform. You'll also find this video on Odyssey and Rumble, and thank you for your patron support. And have a good day, folks. Definitely not a good day for Ace Magashule or the African National Congress. We don't take our disputes before the courts of law in the ANC. Really? That's exactly what you did, you fraud.